guys, my name is Katelyn and we're here for another episode of How To. Today's video, we're going to show you guys how to stage a fight scene with punches and kicks. We're on the set of the sci-fi short film New Human. We have a stunt team on set, a fight choreographer, and we're so excited to show you guys what we're going to come up with. So let's go check it out. Alright guys, I'm here with Robert, our fight choreographer for our short film, New Human. He's done stunt work in things like Keeping Up with the Joneses and the Showtime series Homeland. So tell us, Robert, how do we sell this action sequence?
We choreographed a intense fight scene with our two stunt performers, Haley and Kevin. You go and see a film, you see some cheesy action, a punch that doesn't read, it takes you right out. We can only suspend our disbelief for so long, right?
True.
So, with that in mind, we don't hit each other, okay? We do make contact on body blows because we do need to make contact to sell that action. But these stunt performers, and especially in these roles that they're playing right now, Kevin's role as Xander is basically a robot or a cyborg. He has superhuman strength. Haley's character, Athena, is also super enhanced. So we had to block a fight scene showing these skills and the superhuman strength. So we've got some tricks up our sleeve, and it's going to be a fun fight scene. The biggest thing as far as selling a punch, Katelyn, is we have to create space.
Yes.
We have to create space, and we have to know where the camera's positioned. I'll give you a little demonstration here. If the camera was behind you, where it is now, or behind me, if I were to throw a punch at you here, you would see that.
Yes.
You would see from that camera that I am missing you.
Yes.
Okay? So I would not throw a punch over your shoulder with a camera behind you or behind me, okay?
Yes.
I would throw what we call a cross punch, which is across this way, okay? Now the camera sees in 2D. It doesn't have depth perception. I don't need to be close to you, okay? So when my fist crosses the plane of your face for the impact, I'm right now about a foot away from your face, okay? If you move your head that way, it's gonna show impact, okay? We're gonna do it nice and slow. Ready?
Right.
Here we go. Now a little bit harder, snap that head a little bit. Okay, that's what we show, and that's what we have to keep in mind when we're doing a fight scene. If I were to come over here and do that same punch cross right now, that's not the punch I would use for this angle, all right? I would go over your shoulder. I would get over here. Again, space is our friend. It doesn't have depth perception. It doesn't know how close I am to you. And I would throw a punch over your shoulder here, okay? And it would show impact to that camera. So it's all about creating space. It's all about the camera angle.
So what about if, say, you have two different characters, say someone much taller and someone very short, not so strong? How would those characters kind of match each other as far as fighting?
Well, that's a good question, because this scene in this film is a good example of that. Kevin's character, we're going to see later on, kicks Haley. We're going to pull her, we're going to pick her from a line that's attached to a harness that's hid under her costume. And we're going to pull her, it's going to yank her, it's going to create an unnatural movement because Kevin's character is superhuman. He's a robot. He's going to kick her, we're going to yank her, you're going to see her fly out of the scene. It's about believability, it's about suspending your disbelief when you watch this and creating a real movement that sells the action.
So how would the body react, I guess, to these fake punches that we're throwing, these fake kicks?
Right. Well, like I said earlier, when we throw punches to the head, we don't hit anyone, you can hurt somebody. Now, when we do throw punches to the body or kicks to the body, there has to be contact. There has to be contact to sell it. The stunt performers all have personal protection. If the costume allows, we put pads everywhere that we possibly can, because the body reacts differently when you punch. If I were to punch that wall, the muscles in my arm and my forehand are going to tense up. You wouldn't get that same look with my arm if I were to pull something.
Yes.
So we're actually going to hit something later on. We're going to isolate Kevin kicking a kick pad so that we can see how the body reacts to kicking something really hard, and then we can cut away to Haley being pulled and flown away. And that also enables us, when we do that isolation on the kick pad, we don't have to spend a lot of time doing take after take of the pull and getting the timing right with Kevin's kick. We can isolate it on the kick pad using basically a dummy. We can see how the body reacts to that. It's going to look intense.
Awesome. Well, I cannot wait to see how this fight sequence turns out. Let's go get some movie magic going.
Yeah, let's have some fun.
So tell me, Robert, are stuntmen actors?
I would say if you're a good stuntman, You better be. Absolutely, no doubt about it. This fight scene that they're rehearsing behind us is a great example of that. You have to act it. We're telling a story, and we tell it with action. But we also tell it with our characters. Kevin's character, Xander, is a robot. He's a cyborg. He's very strong, he's very skilled in his fight. Haley's character, Athena, is also very skilled, okay? So the fight scene has been blocked to show their skills and their superhuman strength in case of Kevin. Kevin has to show no emotion. That's acting. He has to be a robot. He's calm. He's done some great things already with the twitching, and yeah, he's acting. Is Haley acting? Yeah, she's scared. She's got to show fear. She is a human. They have to convey that. We're telling the story. They're telling it with action. They're telling it with facial expressions. Absolutely, they are actors.
Awesome. Well, let's go see the stuntmen in action. So, Robert, what are we sitting on right now?
We are sitting on an 8-inch crash pad. We have many different pads that we use that vary in width and length, and they're all designed for certain falls. The fight in this film is all on a metal grate that is very hard and sharp in a lot of ways. If they were to hit this metal grate over and over again, they're going to get hurt. All right, now they have personal protection on, their elbow pads, their knee pads, their shin pads, their back and spine protection.
Yeah.
All that is there to, again, avoid injury. We can put a crash pad out of frame and so that they can land on it safely to avoid injury. We'll do it every time. And I'm going to have you do a little fall here. Are you game for that?
I am so game for that.
All right, I'm gonna make a stunt woman out of you. All right, and this is a crash course, no pun intended with this crash fall. But I'm gonna tell you, in all seriousness, taking a fall is an art form, and we work on it many years to do this. Okay, so what I want you to do is the most important thing when you fall is just disperse that energy. You know, straight back on this 8-incher. I want you to just be very conscious of dispersing your energy and trying to get all the points of your back and your head and down to your legs. And I want you to go straight back and trust that pad, okay?
Okay.
All right, you ready? Beautiful.
Well, that was fun. Thank you so much for joining us today on this episode of How To. And if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button, click the little bell so you'll get notifications when we upload our next How To video. We'll see you next time.